Leader here with another breakdown of Ahsoka, this time episode 6 that just premiered on Disney+.
You are not Rogue Leader.
What do you mean I'm not Rogue Leader? What call sign am I?
You are Red 23.
Red 23? That isn't even a cool number. Who's Rogue Leader?
Luke Skywalker is Rogue Leader.
What do you mean? Luke Skywalker, the guy that's been on the job for a week, he's Rogue Leader? And I'm Red 23? That isn't even a cool number. How does Luke Skywalker get the job?
You kill 1,000 Imperials on your first day, you get the job of Rogue Leader.
He's got the Force. He can blow up the Death Star. Great. Take away the Force and what do you have? Just a regular guy from a no-name planet. But I've been in the Academy. Anyway, let's go back to Ahsoka episode 6. So, we're coming from last week, which was this really cool episode, at least for some people, bringing back the nostalgia of Anakin teaching lessons to Ahsoka, his former Padawan. So this episode, episode 6, is really about returns of fan favorite characters to a little bit of a kind of solemn beat. So you have Sabine Wren arriving with Balin, with those kind of dark Jedi, with the Night Sister to find Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, this world is a bit of an ancient world run by the Night Sisters of Dathomiri. Now, with this newfound world, they're bringing back Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's in the same Star Destroyer as to when we saw him in Rebels. He's kind of, it looks like, has his stormtroopers under dark magic. Maybe they're almost zombified from the looks of it. They're very decrepit looking. He does have a second in command that has a really cool, like, golden mask. And all this operation is coming out of this really old castle. And the very earthy look to the world, it gives very Game of Thrones vibes. So it is pretty neat. I think that the reintroduction of Grand Admiral Thrawn is pretty cool. And the actor that did the same voice for him in Rebels kind of plays it with this cold, calculating, like every statement he makes is thought of very carefully as to how he's going to respond. So very cool character. Now, Ahsoka is in it for maybe just a small piece of it. She's running a couple days behind in her kind of hyperspace to get to that location. But crazily enough, Thrawn decides to let go of his prisoner, Sabine Wren, so Sabine can find Ezra Bridger. And Sabine, in a very much like a Ewok Caravan of Courage, is exploring this world and finding characters that are kind of like Ewoks. So you've got Sabine on her loyal steed. She kind of gets almost like a horse. And then within a day or so, interacts with these locals that are kind of these little nomadic creatures that are in shells. And they bring Sabine over to where Ezra's living with them. And they have a heartfelt welcome. Now, it is pretty neat. She kind of engages with some of the bandits on the world before she gets to Ezra Bridger. It's a bit of an awkward fight. That's probably the worst part of the episode. And also, the episode ends with Admiral Thrawn kind of preparing for Ahsoka Tano to come out of hyperspace so he could just blow her out of the space altogether. So in terms of big things in this episode, the gathering together of Admiral Thrawn's kind of army. So he intends to return back to the main galaxy and take over. And of course, you have the return of Ezra Bridger that has been just long coming. And it's a very nice kind of warm, heartwarming connection between the two. Though the episode ends on a kind of very, kind of disappointing note. It's all kind of just build up. Yes, there are return characters, but there's a bit of awkwardness to this episode too. And, it's nothing that is nothing that we've seen before. I felt like I was watching Return of the Jedi, where we're just kind of exploring a world of funny creatures, and we're kind of just building up to this big event, which is probably going to come in episode 8. But interesting nonetheless that we've been waiting for these characters to come back and to see the story of Rebels continue. So with that, guys, that ends my video. Hopefully you like this this breakdown. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time in the skies. I got one on my 6. I can't shake him. Luke, help me out here. Luke, you suck.